Pressure What Pressure, the true crime show where sports collide with mystery, pressure, and power. I'm Ben.
And I'm Tavin. Today, we're going back to 1994, to a moment when an entire country was watching, when emotions were boiling, and when one mistake changed everything.
This is the story of Andres Escobar, Colombia's gentleman of the field, a calm defender who played with discipline and pride.
And a man who, just days after scoring an own goal in the World Cup, was shot 6 times outside a nightclub.
But this isn't just a story about a goal. It's about a country under pressure, the shadow of cartel money, and the killing that shocked the world.
It's June 22nd, 1994, Colombia versus the United States. Colombia wasn't just expected to do well. People were calling them contenders to win the entire World Cup. Sports writers, analysts, and even players from other teams said it.
But then, in the first half, a U.S. cross cuts into the box. Escobar slides to block it, doing exactly what defenders are trained to do. And the ball clips his foot and redirects into Colombia's net.
It's one moment, but in a match this important, it becomes everything.
Colombia loses 2-1. They're knocked out earlier than anyone imagined. And instead of disappointment, the reaction back home is anger and fear. Because soccer in Colombia wasn't just a game. Powerful people had money riding on the outcome. Escobar returns home after the World Cup trying to move on. He wasn't hiding. On July 1st, he goes out with some friends to El Indo, a popular nightclub in Medellin.
Witnesses say he seemed calm. He greeted people, smiled, and talked to fans, but not everyone there was friendly.
A group of men recognized him and started mocking him loudly. They kept repeating the same line, "Nice own goal." Not once, but over and over.
Escobar tried to keep the peace. He told them he didn't want trouble, that he just wanted to enjoy the night. People who knew him said that's exactly who he was, respectful, composed, and someone who avoided conflict.
But the insults didn't stop, so Andres stepped outside.
Outside in the parking lot, the same group followed him. The argument started again, this time more aggressive.
Among them was Humberto Muñoz Castro, a bodyguard for a wealthy Galán brothers. He wasn't just some random drunk guy, he was armed.
Witnesses say the argument lasted seconds. Then, Muñoz put out a gun and fired 6 shots at Andres.
People later say that he shouted "Gol" after each shot, a sick echo of the moment that had haunted Andres all week.
Andres was rushed to the hospital, but he died 45 minutes later. He was only 27.
So the question everyone asked was, why? Why would anyone kill a national hero over a simple mistake?
Well, the truth is, Colombia in the early 90s wasn't normal. Cartels controlled everything: money, crime, even parts of soccer. Gambling on matches was huge, and the World Cup wasn't just entertainment. It was investment. It was power.
When Colombia got eliminated, a lot of high-profile gamblers and cartel figures lost millions.
Muñoz Castro confessed to the killing. He said it was personal, insult for insult. But many people believe the environment around him, the influence of the Galán brothers, and the anger surrounding the loss amplified everything.
He was sentenced to 43 years. At this point, we wanted to bring in someone who spent years talking about pressure, violence, and what happens when emotions override reason.
Joe Rogan joins us now.
Yeah, man, this story is wild. And what really gets me is how fragile everything becomes when money, identity, and ego all collide. People think this was about soccer, but it wasn't. This was about pride, gambling, and a culture where violence was already right under the surface.
Exactly. Escobar becomes a symbol for something much bigger than a mistake on the field.
Right. You put insane pressure on athletes, then mix in cartel money and a country already dealing with trauma. Someone's gonna snap. And the scariest part is, Andres did everything right. He stayed calm, he avoided conflict, and it still didn't save him.
It really forces the question, how much responsibility does society have when it turns turned sport into life or death stakes.
Joe, thanks for being here.
Colombia was devastated. Tens of thousands of people attended Andres' funeral. People marched in silence. Others held up signs calling for peace in soccer.
Escobar had written an article before he left the US. In it, he apologized for the own goal and said life doesn't end here.
That line became haunting, but also hopeful. Fans still quote it today. His memory becomes a symbol of what a country wanted: dignity, calm, and a future not controlled by violence.
In Medellin, there's a mural of him with the words, "No más violencia," no more violence. This has been Pressure What Pressure. I'm Ben.
And I'm Tavin. Andres Escobar was more than a defender. He was a reminder that even in chaos, there are people who try to bring dignity to the game.
Thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay curious, and remember, no sport is worth a life.